Howdy do, Rangeroos, and welcome to another episode of Building Stuff with Bach, where today we are going to work on building this mallet. And it's kind of fun because once you have it assembled, you can be like, and have it hit things. Hang on, watch this. Malleting, hitting mallet and whatnot. Anyways, it consists of two parts. We have a mallet handle, and we have a mallet head. Now, one of the things you'll notice is inside this hole there are threads, just like a nut and bolt that you come across on a daily basis. This actually screws together. So let's go ahead and hop into it. We are going to start with a file, new part, right there. And the mallet head, which is what we're going to start with, is done in a slightly different way than you might think. So we're going to start a 2D sketch, XY plane, and we are going to begin by drawing a rectangle. And I know you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Bach? A rectangle? It's round. Just deal with me for a few moments. Rectangle, point, and this rectangle is going to be 3 inches long. Then hit the tab key and 0.875 wide like that. Now you're used to extruding it on out. Don't do that. No extrude. Now the next thing that we're going to do is click on coincident constraint up here, then point. And I am going to install a point here, a point there, a point over here, and a point over there. So you can see I have 4 points. And you might be asking, what's the point of that? Don't worry, we'll get to it. Use the dimension tool, and the first point right there, click the edge to that. I want that 0.25. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Dimension, 0.25. Now the outside point from, from here to here, I'm going to make that 0.75. So click on the edge, then the point, 0.75, and then here, that point, 0.75. So now that's the point. At this point, we're going to use the arc tool. So if I click on arc right here, I'm going to click the point, then I'm going to click the point over here, and I'm going to draw it down, just like this. And I'm going to enter 0.25. So you can see it draws me a really nice arc. Click, click, bring it down, 0.25. Now, we have to use the trim tool. So this is the trim up here. It looks like scissors. Trim. Then we're going to click that, which trims away that line. Click that, which trims away that line. Okay, you ready to see some magic happen here? Now we have our profile, we have our drawing done. Finish the sketch. I am going to click on the revolve tool up here. Let me move that. It highlights it. Now I have to click that bottom line, the axis. Clicky. And look at that, it makes it round. So we have our drawing, revolve, click this bottom line, and it gives us a round object, just like that. It's a way to draw complex patterns a little bit easier. Now I want to use the fillet tool to round over these sharp edges. Click on fillet. Usually comes up 0.125 automatically, and that's where I want it. So check that number, 0.125. Click that, and then apply, and you can see what that did was just round over the edges so that nobody playing with this toy gets cut or hurt or anything like that. This point, I would recommend saving it. So File, Save As, and we are going to, name this Mallet Head, which sounds like an insult, doesn't it? Mallet Head. I'm going to save this Mallet Head 1 because I've already done it to show you. Okay, so we've got this saved. And now I have to work on putting this hole in. So this is going to be done slightly different than what you think. Click on over here. See this origin that I'm clicking on? It brings up all these different XYZ planes. Now just bear with me and watch for about 30 seconds. I'm going to click on the plane tool, okay? Then I'm going to be clicking on XZ plane. Click. Now I'm going to click on the top. See what I'm doing right here? I'm clicking on the top. And you can see what that does is put an imaginary work plane on here. If you didn't pay attention, I'll show you again. Plane, XZ, and then click the top. Got that? And that will put our imaginary plane right there. Now I'm going to be able to draw on this plane. So start 2D sketch, click on the plane, see how it highlights, and I can draw on the plane. All I have to do is click point and put the point, bam, right there in the middle. Might not even be able to see it, but it's there. Let me rotate it so you can see it. Finish the sketch. There's my point. Now we are going to click the hole tool. And right there, it draws the hole. But our hole is not just a hole, it's also threaded. So pay attention to this one. Let me minimize everything so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to select tapped hole right there. Then underneath threads, right here, I want to click 0.625. Designation right here is 5/811 UNC. Class is 2B. So these are the type of threads. Make sure that this matches everything that you say. Tapped hole, 0.625, 5/811 UNC, and it's just a drop-down menu. Class 2B. Behavior, click on this. We want this, see the arrows? This is going to go down 0.63. 0.63, and this hole is also going to go down 0.63. Got it? So let's look at everything. Tapped hole, check your threads, distance, distance, and then let me click OK, and you can see it threaded those holes. See the threads right on in there? Now the last thing that I want to do on this part is make my work plane invisible. So head on over to the plane right here, right click, visibility, and it's gone. Now I can go ahead and, let's see, choose my color. So I will do, I don't know, what color you think? How about gold? That seems pretty baller. Make sure you choose the fillet. And, ooh, I want some black highlights. Look at that. That's nice. Okay, so that is my mallet head. I would recommend, since you already saved it, save it, and that's good. Now we have to work on the mallet handle. And don't worry, you'll have a handle on it. So this is the mallet handle. It's actually a pretty easy part. So File, New, and Part, right there. Start 2D sketch, XY plane. It's going to start as a circle. The circle is 0.625 in diameter. Finish the sketch. And then we are going to extrude this out 8 inches. So distance A is 8 inches right there. So now we have it's like a dowel rod. I'm going to fillet that and that, because again, it is a children's toy and we don't want any sharp edges. Now I'm going to click the thread tool. The thread tool right here is going to put our threads in there. And let's see, it says input geometry, so I have to choose the face right here. Watch that because it happened quick. Thread tool. I'm not clicking anything. It'll say select surface. I click on this. and it brings up, basically it's smart, so it brings up the last threads used. But if it doesn't, click on threads, it's 0.625, so again, drop down, 5/8 and 11, UNC Class 2A. The depth right here is 0.6875, so that's how far it goes in. Offset is 0. Now, a lot of times when you come up here, it might look like that. And you can see the depth, and this is 7.75. We don't want that. Turn full depth off. And remember, the depth of this is 0.6875. That way, it just puts the screws in right there, so that it will be there. So that is a super easy part to make, and you can see it's got the threads on here. So let's go ahead and change the color there. I am going to want to do that glossy gold, fillet 1, black highlights, so it looks sweet. Yeah. And I will save this. File, save as, mallet, handle. I'll do 1 because I've already done this. And there we go. You have your mallet head done, and you have your mallet handle done. Make sure you save those parts because we're going to start assembling next. So go ahead, stop this video, rewind, and replay as many times as you need in order to get the concept.